We'll proceed in tedious calculus problems. Tedious calculus problem. We are solving tedious calculus problem. But anyway, mind-blowing concept that we have presented while calculating the surface area. Okay, surface area looks like it is a big thing. So we started the calculation from the curve length. If there is a line and it is a curve, then what is its length? If there is a line and it is a curve, then what is its length? And then we proceeded to surface. So what is the length of a curve? So length of the curve, then we started with the pseudocode. Pseudocode means simplest way of calculating the length. So curve, what is the simplest form of a curve? What is the simplest form of a curve? The simplest form of a curve is a straight line. Curve is a line. At the end, curve is a line. If curve is a line, the simplest form of the curve is a straight line. And what is the length of a straight line? Then try to find a vector representation of a line. If you get vector representation of a line, then calculating the magnitude of the vector would give the length of the line. If I have a line that is y equal to 4x, y equal to 4x is a line, then along this line, what is the length of the line section from 0, 0, 0, 0 to 4, 16, y equal to 4x? Then the kind of try to find out the vector notation, vector representation of the line. Y equal to 4x means a vector is passing origin, a vector is passing through origin, and it is passing through a point 4, 16. In that case, this vector representation would be 4i plus 16j. Now calculate the magnitude of 4i plus 16j, that is length of the line section y equal to 4x from origin to 4, 16. Okay, what is the length of the line section of line y equal to 4x from origin to any point x, y? Then what is the representation of this vector, that is x, y? Then it is xi plus yj. Then the magnitude is x square plus y square square root, where y equal to 4x, then x square plus 4x whole square square root. Anyway, this is what we have seen. This is for a straight line, very nice. If the okay, if the it is not a straight line, it is a curved line, then certainly it will not work. This is what we saw. Why it will not work? Because if it is a curved line, if this is x-axis and this is a curved line, if I take any point here on the curved line at x, y and try to find the length of this x, y from origin, then it will be a straight line from the origin, not the curve that we are talking about. Okay, in that sense, we have to remodel our pseudocode so that it would incorporate the curve. What is difference between a straight line and a curved line? Straight line, everywhere y by x is same, that is a constant. If I take, if line equation is y equal to 4x, line equal to y equal to 4x, if I take any point x equal to 2, then y equal to 8, y equal to 4x, y by x equal to 4, constant. It is constant. So no problem. I can go with the vector representation and calculating the magnitude. But what about this line? There is a curve. Curve is y equal to x square. If it is y equal to x square, then what is y by x? Y by x, then y by x equal to x. Okay, if y by x equal to x means y by x is variable in terms of x only. At different x, y by x is different. Okay, y equal to x square, then y by x is different at different point. In that sense, we cannot take a vector from origin to x comma y and calculate the magnitude. We have to rearrange this vector. Vector is xi plus yj. If I take out x, then it becomes 1 plus y by x, I plus y by xj. Now it becomes I plus y by xj multiplied by x. Now y by x term is coming. This is what we want. Now this is full pseudocode of calculating, of representing any curve through a vector I plus y by xj bracket close into x. Now if this is a representation of the vector, then the pseudocode where y is dependent upon x. If I have a line x-axis and y is dependent upon x, like y equal to x square, y is dependent upon x. It is not independent. Then y by x will convert it to dy by dx, and then 1 I plus y dy by dxj is the vector. Now the magnitude of whole will give the net length. Then it is 1 square plus dy by dx whole square root. This is the vector magnitude. And full term is dependent upon x, that is on right side. So full becomes 1 plus dy by dx whole square root into dx. This is the integral. So this is that whatever problem we have, first we try to come up to a pseudocode where we have nothing left. Completely we have division and multiplication. Division converted into differentiation, and multiplication converted into integration. If that is the scenario, we will proceed in calculating the surface area of a cone. I have a I can make a cone. Okay, so I have a cone now. It is a right angle cone right now. For this is what we are taking. So there is a cone. This is a right angle cone. Okay, what do you mean by right angle cone? Up, 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 up. This is a cone. This is a cone. Right angle cone means this angle is visible. This angle of the cone is 90 degree. Okay, 90 degree in the sense from here, if I cone is drawn like this, the actual equation of cone is drawn like this. Okay, this is the cone. If this is the cone, then what is the equation of cone? Consider this is center. If this is center, this is one line and this is another line. The angle between this line is, these two line is 90 degree. It is not 90 degree here, but consider it is 90 degree and it is called right angle cone. If that is true, then from here if I draw a vertical line and this is a circle, and from here I draw a vertical line, it is hitting the circle, and this is radius of the circle, this is the height of the circle, and this is slant of the circle. If this is 45 degree, full is 90 degree, full angle is 90 degree. So if I draw a vertical line and slant line, that angle is 45 degree. If it is 45 degree, then this is radius, then this height is also radius because it is 45 degree. This is called right angle cone. What is the surface area of right angle cone? That is the question. What is the surface area of right angle cone? Then surface area of right angle cone, if I want to get it, then what the way we calculated the length of the curve, what is the length of the curve that we found? That is I plus dy by dxj. That is the vector representation when x-axis is 1 and whatever magnitude is coming, multiply it by x along the x-axis. Okay, if that is the idea, if I'm trying to find the surface area, area means it has two sides. This is the area that is ununderstandable. What is the surface area of this cone? Okay, the best area, the simplest area is a flat rectangle. This is the simplest area. What is the surface area of this shape rectangle? Take one vector here and take another vector here, or rather take one vector here. Consider this is A and this is B. A cross B is the net area of this rectangle. Makes sense? Okay. Similarly, the length of any straight line, if I take end point at x comma y, if I represent a vector, if I represent a line through a vector that is xi plus yj, then quickly I get the length of the line. As per the calculus, if I want to introduce calculus, because y is variable upon x, y equal to x square kind of scenario, then we broke this straight line xi plus yj into I plus dy by dxj. If you watch clearly, I plus dy by dxj is a vector which is connecting a point 0 comma 0 and another point as 1 comma y by x. One is 0 comma 0 and one is 1 comma y by x. This vector will be I plus y by xj. In calculus, I plus dy by dx j. That is a vector. Similarly, if I am trying to calculate the surface area of this, and this vector is a vector and this is v vector. Consider this is a vector and this is v. I'm not saying this is x axis or this is y vector. This is any. This can be like this also. This is a vector and this is v vector. If this is a vector, can I represent a vector at x component as 1? Okay, if that is the case, x component as 1. Now, okay, so if I'm trying to find a vector at x component as 1, so, okay, I'll find it. To be more simple now, consider this a vector lies in xz plane. Hope, I'm making it even more simple. When I'm trying to find the surface area of a rectangle, this rectangle can lie in 3D space. This is lying in 3D space. If it is lying in 3D space, consider this is xy plane and this is the height. Okay, this is x-axis, this is y-axis, and this is z-axis. This is lying in this is lying in xy. This is lying in this is somewhere in 3D, and this is xy plane. This is x-axis. This is y-axis. This is z-axis. Consider this side. I'm writing a pseudo code, right? I'm free to write. I'm writing a pseudo code. Consider this side, my side. This side, this is consider it is kept like a way that this side of rectangle falls in xz plane. This side of rectangle falls in yz plane. Makes it possible. If there is a rectangle, I can tilt in a way that one side falls in xz plane and one side falls in yz plane. Now calculate the area. If that is the case, then this is x-axis. Along x-axis, if I take 1, then this is height, that is z-axis, x-axis, z-axis. What is the vector representation when x is 1 and height is z by x? Makes sense? This point, this point is x comma y comma z. If I think this is x-axis and this point is x comma 0 comma z. Similarly, if this is origin, then this point is 0 comma y comma z. This is in yz plane. This is in xz plane. Cutting x-axis, cutting y-axis. If that is the scenario, then consider then this point is x comma 0 comma z. I take any point here and if I draw a straight line, it is cutting x-axis. If it is cutting x-axis and then I go and hit at a point, this point is actually is 1 comma 0 comma z by x. Similarly, if I take along this y-axis 1, 1 and go up and hit at a point, this point is 0 comma 1 comma z by y, analogous to what we did in 2D. The surface area of this vector that is I plus z by xk cross another vector that is j plus z by yk. If I have to find the surface area of this rectangle, then this is a vector cross b vector will give the surface area. Consider this a vector is in xz plane and b vector is in yz plane. Now to calculate the net length, in y-axis I take one length and go up and it hits the surface here. This point is 0, comma 1, comma z by y. Okay, considering what is z by y, considering this end point is x comma y comma z. This end point is x comma y comma z. The way I took in straight line 2D. 2D, I had x axis and a straight line. End was x comma y. This point is x comma y comma z. In that case, if I take 1 along x-axis, this height is z by x. If I take 1 along y-axis, this height is z by y. This vector representation connecting origin and a point that is 0, comma 1, comma z by y is j plus z by yk. The vector that is connecting x as 1, y as 0 and k as z by x, that is I plus z by xk. The net area of the subset of this rectangle where x is 1 and y is 1 is I plus z by x k, cross product is j plus z by y k. Okay, now whatever the, take the cross product of it, calculate the magnitude, multiply it by full x and full y, that is the end point. If that is the scenario, then the net area is magnitude of I plus z by xk, cross product is j plus z by yk. Calculate the magnitude into x into y. Okay, if that is the scenario, very nice, thank you very much. So what would be the end result? It will come as minus z by xi minus z by yj plus k magnitude x into y. Now if I represent into calculus form, then division will become differentiation if numerator is dependent upon denominator. Z axis is dependent upon xy plane. So z by x, z being numerator, it is dependent upon x. This is 3D. Z by y, numerator that is z is dependent, upon, z is dependent upon y, dz by dy, whole I plus z by x, I plus z by xk, cross product j plus z by yk, cross product net magnitude, whatever it comes, it will come in form of xy. That will be, that itself, the full term is dependent upon xy, the end xy we have taken. So the net result would be I plus z by xk, cross product j plus z by yk, magnitude d of xy plane. Anyway, let's start. So at the end it will come as minus z by xi minus z by yj plus k. If I calculate magnitude, z by x whole square plus z by y whole square plus 1 square root. Now and then into x into y. Let's change it into calculus. Division will become differentiation and multiplication would become integration. So it becomes dz by dx whole square plus dz by dy whole square plus 1 square root into d of x into y. Let's try calculating the surface area of this. If I calculating the surface area of a cone, what is z? Cone, if it is a right angle cone, then z equal to square root of x square plus y square. Because how you can say it is a square root of x square? When x is 0, y is 0, height is 0. This is kept at the origin. But as we go along x and y, the height is increasing. Okay, if I take any point x comma y on xy plane, then it will hit this height. Okay, this xy plane, I can take a circle from origin, take any point x comma y and make a circle. That circle radius is top radius. Top radius and height are same. This is the right angle triangle. So what is the radius of this? This is x square plus y square, a square root. Makes sense? Why I came to a formula called z equal to square root of x square plus y square. That is the equation of right angle cone. What is the right angle? If this is the cone, consider this is the cone. I just tilted it. Consider this is the cone. Then this will not be like this. It will be a circle. If I cut it and place it on xy plane, it will be a circle. Take any point at x comma y on the circle. If that is the case, then from center, the distance would be x square plus y square square root. If it is a right angle cone, then the center of the circle, that is origin, if I draw a vertical line, it will go hit this point. From there, the slant line is 45 degree. Means this radius and height are same because it is 45 degree, this is 90 degree, it is 45 degree. So height, that is z, height means z, z equal to this radius, that is square root of x square plus y square. What is the actual formula of cone? Tell me. I don't want your right angle cone. Actual formula cone will be, it will be any angle. It can be slim like this. It can be broad like this. Then what would be the kind of equation of this right angle triangle? Okay, consider that, hope, I am also confused what would be. Consider that right angle triangle means that angle, that from the vertical it is making an angle. This angle is not 45 degree. That is any cone. This angle is not 45 degree. If it is 45 degree, if it is 45 degree, then radius and height are same. If it is less than 45 degree, if it is less than 45 degree, then radius is less and height is more. If that is the case, then radius is less and height is more. If I move little bit also, height will grow more. Okay, if it is more than 45 degree, then radius is more than height. If I have to go much distance to create a height, then z equal to height by radius. Hop. Height by radius. This is what I think so. Z equal to height by radius square root of x square plus y square. If it is 45 degree, then height by radius is same. But if it is less angle, then quickly, if you little bit increase, then quickly it will grow in the height. That's why height is more than radius. So it is height by radius. Height by radius. Okay, this radius is fixed. If I have a cone, I take any cone, then if this is a circle, then radius is fixed, height is fixed. Then how, if I vary in x comma y on xy plane, how height would vary? If you move little bit also, height will vary more. Means it is height by radius. So actual equation of any cone is z equal to height by radius, a square root of x square plus y square. Take a right angle cone. Right angle cone, the actual equation is square root of x square plus y, because height and radius are same. Mathematics is a game of step by step. If someone thinks step by step, then his problem is solved. Otherwise, he would start meandering. Okay, so this is also called labyrinth situation. He will be confused. It will come in a confused shape. Anyway, now idea is, now what is the concept to find the surface area? Cut it in xz plane, cut it in yz plane, cut this in xz plane, cut it in yz plane. If you cut this, then there is a line you find in if I cut this, this is a surface, right? If I cut this in xz, this is x-axis, this is y-axis, this is z-axis. If I cut in xz plane, I'll get a line. This is the surface. I'll get a line. If I cut in yz plane, then this surface will there. I'll get a line. This line, this line is nothing but I have to take x as 1. This line I have to take x as 1. Then this line vector equation will be I plus z by xj, okay, into x. And this line if I take where y equal to 1, then it will be j plus z by yk into y, cross product of these two vectors. This is what the algorithm we have thought about. Then cross product of these two vectors. Then in that sense it will become I plus z by xk into bracket close into x cross product j plus z by y k into y. It will become I plus z by x k cross product j plus z by y k outside x into y. In calculus, I plus dz by dx k cross j plus dz by dy k, and then x into y. That multiplication and then x into y again we can transform into integral calculus. And this I can take cross product. Then it will come as minus dz by dxi minus dz by dyj plus k, and then d of xy. Now the magnitude of whole. So whole, this magnitude of whole, that is anyway we will take care. Magnitude of this vector, that becomes dz by dx whole square plus dz by dy whole square plus 1 square root into d of xy plane. Now z equal to square root of x square plus y square. Dz by dx will be x by square root of x square plus y square. Dz by dy will be y by square root of x square plus y square plus 1 square root. So dz by dx whole square plus dz by dy whole square plus 1 square root. It will become x square plus y square plus x square plus y square divided by x square plus y square square root. It will come as a square root of 2 d of xy, and then limit of this xy plane, limit from one end to another end. What is xy plane? If I take this cone, then this is the z is the height. I am moving in x. This is xy plane and this is the origin. In in xy plane, the reason I am taking to calculate the z is circle, because if I see from the top, then it will be a circle, and inside the circle only I have to opt for x and y. In that sense, what is the limit for x and y? The limit for x and y, x comma y will be, it will, what are the limit? One point is minus a 0, minus a comma 0. One point if I go, then it is 0 comma a. Then right hand side if I come of a circle, then it is a comma 0, and bottom is 0 comma minus a. Okay, but unfortunately the circular region for which we are calculating this integration, circular region, integration means we are actually trying to, integration means multiplication, multiplication of square root of dz by dx whole square plus dz by dy whole square plus 1, multiplication of this with the x into y, multiplication with the d of xy plane. If I say multiplication with the xy plane, this multiplication will, we can think from the origin to the end point, the way we took the rectangle. If it was a rectangle, then if I am calculating the net surface area, then x will be, if this point is x comma y comma z, then net we calculated the one vector when x is 1, one vector when y is 1, and we calculated surface area. This surface area multiplied by full x and full y, that is the end. So if I take a cone, if I take a cone and if I take a cone and then cone, if I, this is the center, then end point of the circle I'll take and I'll get the surface area. Then 0 comma 0, that is the origin, to any end point we will take, and then we will get the circle. We will get the surface area. But if you want full surface area, then we have to take full surface. What is the net one point to one point, whatever the area is coming in between, go up, that is the net. Understandable, right? If I was trying to calculate the surface area of this rectangle, then this is xy plane. In the xy plane, I go one end of the this rectangle. If I, this is the one end of this rectangle, and that is origin. Another end of this rectangle is x comma y comma z. If you fall on xy plane, x comma y. So we want multiplication, whatever the area we got when x is 1 and y is 1, that area multiplied by x and y. Here with 1, x is 1 and y is 1, the net area what we are getting is a square root of 2, knowingly, unknowingly. Then one end to another end on xy plane I have to take. What is one end to another end? There are many one end to another end, because it is a circle on the xy plane. If it is a circle on xy plane, if it is a cone, if it is a cone, and if I see from the top, then it is a circle on xy plane. What is one end to another end? Okay, leave it. One end to another end in xy term, leave it. Anyway, d of xy, x and y are orthogonal to each other because we have taken xz plane and yz plane. I can rewrite as dx dy. A limit, we will see x is where to where and y is where to where. Okay, if it is a circle, then end to end we have to take, right? X is minus a to a, and y is then minus a square root of a square minus x square to plus a square root of a square minus x square. Hope. The limit on the xy plane is a circle. The reason is a circle. Earlier, if I had taken like this, the limit was a rectangle, that is x comma 0 to x comma y. If I take a cone, the limit is a circle. If I take a circle, if it is not a rectangle, then x and y limit are independent of each other, being a Cartesian coordinate. But if it is a circle, then x and y are not independent to each other. They are related through an equation, that is x square plus y square equal to a square or r square, whatever it is. Y equal to square root of a square minus x square. Okay, in that sense, x is minus a to a and y is minus square root of a square minus x square to square root of a square minus x square, or y is minus a to a and x is minus square root of a square minus y square to a square root of a square minus y square, whatever is feasible. Square root of 2 I can keep outside. Dx dy. If I integrate y first, dy, then it comes as y minus a square root of a square minus x square to square root of a square minus x square. That will become 2 into a square root of a square minus square. 2 I can keep outside. 2 a square root of 2 is outside. Square root of a square minus x square. Square root of a square minus x square. Okay, dx. Then if I take x equal to a cos theta, then a square root of a square minus x square will become a sine theta. A minus sine theta d theta. A square. A square I can keep outside, and then sine square theta d theta. Theta by 2. Theta by 2 minus sine 2 theta by 4. That will come. Anyway, now I believe someone can take it. So we did x equal to a cos theta. Theta equal to x by a cos inverse. Theta equal to cos inverse x by a. When x is 1, then theta equal to 0. When x is minus 1, theta is equal to pi. So it will be pi to 0. Theta by 2 sine 2 theta by 4 pi to 0. 0 means all 0. Pi means sine 2 theta 0. It is pi by 2. Now the answer lies in 2 square root of 2 a square pi by 2. 2 to 1 square root of 2 pi a square. Now it is up to the people who can actually calculate the surface area of a cone whose equation is z equal to height by a, height by radius square root of x square plus y square. Right now, what we are getting is a square root of 2 a square pi. If you watch very clearly, a square root of 2 pi r square. This is what I believe that is the surface area. Okay, I believe this is what it has come. Okay, square root of 2 into r is the slant of the right angle cone. This is the cone. This is r, then this is the square root of 2 into r. Then it becomes L into r into pi. More or less like that. Anyway, it is like an assignment to calculate the surface area of a cone which is not a right angle, and equation is z equal to height by radius square root of a square minus x square. Dz by dx whole square plus dz by dy whole square plus 1 square root. Dz h by r is constant. In that sense, it will become h square by r square, x square by x square plus y square, h square by r square, y square by x square plus y square plus 1. Okay, if I take out h square by r square outside, then it becomes h by r. Square root of x square plus y square by x square plus y square. It will come as 1. 1 plus 1 plus r square by h square. If someone settle it down, h square, h by r we have taken out. H by r, h by r, that 1 will become r by r square by h square. Okay, then it becomes 1 plus r square by h square. H square goes this r square by h. L square, the slant. It becomes L by h. It becomes L by h. And outside already we have h by r. L by r. L by r. L by r is outside now. L by r is outside now. If you settle it down, whatever we had earlier, it is 2. It is, I believe, it is pi r square. L by r, pi r square, pi r l. So pi r l is the net surface area of a cone. So mind blowing, we can calculate surface area. We'll try calculating surface area of a sphere and then volume of the cone, and then we will proceed in the tedious calculus problem. Please don't mind supporting us. Plus 91 is the India country code. 9483160610 is the telephone number. 9483160610 is the telephone number. Plus 91 is the India country code.